Hi guys, I'm gonna do another reading. I take my time. This reading's for general energies. I use like 5 or 6 decks, and I talk really quietly. It's morning for me, so my eyes are not fully awake. My voice is not fully awake. But as I shuffle these cards, I'll wake up, I think. I hope you guys are doing well. Yesterday I tried to move a bunch of stuff from my storage space, but my movers didn't show up. So I moved my daughter's apartment for her with the truck that and it was like the most space around all her stuff like you could have. It was very luxurious, like no stacking. Anyway, it's kind of scary at first driving a big truck, but then it's kind of like you get used to it. Becomes your reality. and then when you go back to your small car, you feel like you're driving a Ferrari because it's so tiny and agile. Can I do one more? Sometimes after I put on a bit of whatever I don't want to call it, solar cream. Whatever cream that protects your face from UV rays, whatever that's called. It makes my eyes tear up. So if you see me wiping my eyes, I'm not crying. I'm like weeping from the chemicals. Oops, oh my god. Okay, that's way too many. That's like 50 cards. Let me try this again. I'll leave these two because that's what happened. No. I'm gonna keep shuffling. Okay, yeah, I haven't shuffled these decks in a while, so I'm seeing a couple like repeat. So I'll really shuffle this one well for a second. Bear with me. You could do your taxes or something. It might take a minute. Okay. It's 2 more. Oops, yeah, 2 more cards. Okay, one more. Come on. All right, this is it. And then I like this deck, of course, the Hermetic Tarot. Maybe my favorite deck, but I feel like there's a deck out there that I have not seen, I do not own, that I like even more. What is that deck? What's that deck that I love that I don't know about? Okay. Those two, and then Ascended Masters. Once I do this live reading, I tend to edit off this section of the video because it's like, I don't know who wants to watch me shuffle for 15 minutes, but maybe there's all kinds of stuff out there on YouTube. Maybe I should just do videos of me shuffling and not reading. Okay. I'll do one Tarot of Sexual Magic and then I'll stop this madness. Hi. It's nice. Hope everyone's doing well. Almost done here. Okay, come on. Okay, we'll do those 3 and let's begin. All right, so starting with the Rumi deck, we have Blessings of Al-Hakim. I found out from a friend of mine that Hakim means wisdom, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But like blessing of the all-knowing, I'm going to say. But anyway, I'm going to read the... Okay. I should probably do this when my eyes are awake. Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is opinions, bewilderment is vision. I mean, just get out of your head. It's like, basically like think from your heart, think from your intuition. I mean, that's where creation comes from. Like creation, like if you think of the womb, creation happens in darkness, in mystery. And then you're like, surprise, after like sometimes what feels like too long a wait, but it's less than a year. So it's like, this doesn't take that long. But yeah, like you don't want to make decisions out of fear. You don't want to make big decisions from logic necessarily. Because if you're trying to have a beautiful life that's like full of, kind of celestial music. I'm not going to say like music because it's like, when things are going awesome and you hear almost like celestial bells or something, like that kind of vibe. So, but the only way you're going to do that is if you like get out of your logic and you're just in this dreamy space of receiving dreamy stuff. Like you got to put your head in that if you want to have something beautiful and interesting take place. So that's like the vibe for today. Then we have Right with Todd. However you want to pronounce that. I'm sure there's some sticklers out there who want me to say it a certain way, but no such luck. Okay. So there we go. You drew this card as a concrete reminder to write. You've been receiving lots of signs and feelings to write lately. So let this card be the message that leads you to take action. Get out a pad of paper or your laptop computer and begin writing. Don't worry about punctuation, grammar, or spelling, as you can take care of those details and spell check, whatever. For now, just express your thoughts and feelings as they flow into your mind and body. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if they needed to get into all the minutia of writing and spell checking and stuff, but write it down. You might, it's kind of my comparison to doing creative stuff like writing or photography. Sorry, my eyes are still tearing up. It's a cosmetics based crying. Basically, like if you go outside and take a picture of whatever, and then you wait 15 years, you're gonna be like, oh my god, like look at how everyone's dressed and like the architecture and the cars and whatever. So it's like, don't over criticize what you make right now, because it could be very interesting today or 50 years from now or 300 years from now. Like, don't be all judgy on your perceptions. Like, make friends with them. And like, some people go so far as to go to art school or write books or to go deeper into that adventure and polish their friendship with their intuition and their ability to express what they actually want to express. So even if you're just like writing a few lines a day about what happened in a really dry way, or you're trying to express something, ineffable through writing, like, it's all good. Just do it. And if you're lucky, you don't have like a partner that reads your journals without you asking, without like permission and stuff. But like, it's a risk that you take journal writing. So like, be mindful if you live with a bunch of people, or like the people you live with are sketchy. Like, be mindful of where you leave that journal. And I'm laughing because it's happened to me. And it's kind of like, in my opinion, you write the journal for the audience of you and your maker, not not the person you're living with that's like full of unhappy surprises. So it's still a worthwhile process, but my like mini advice is like, to make the book seem really bland, like it's an accounting book or whatever. just to be sure you have that ultimate freedom of expression that no one can tread upon, because it's very interesting to let yourself go writing, whether it's like learning something about yourself, sort of jamming on some kind of idea, concept, business idea, whatever. Super worthwhile to do. So those are the two pieces of advice in them. It is like, don't think too much, like get into this dreamy space and like set up shop here and write your ideas, like bring all that inspiration into this plane, this like 3D experience, sensory experience. Okay. All right, I'm gonna wear on my glasses now. Here. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't do readings like soon after I wake up. But and we have the 10 of Wands and the upside down 7 of Wands. So that's good. If there was some fighting going on, that stopped. Hi, Joe's Mystics. Thanks for joining us. And hi, Estrelita. That's like a super cute name. Okay, so it's like in the end of the fighting, which is like amazing. It feels, I can like feel the energy of this end of fighting. It's like it feels like everything's just being poured down and out of you and stuff. Like, it's not gonna come back. So you've reached some kind of level of maturity that's like very admirable, where you no longer feel like you need to go head to head with people over your passions in life. It's like a bit live and let live, but you're living like properly, authentically, and it's real. Like, you're writing it down. You're really accepting this dream space and as like real, because we are multidimensional beings. While we're here, we're also like in beautiful other realms and stuff, and there's no reason why we can't like bring the beauty of the stuff that we experience in other parts of us into this world. And that's one of the joys of life, bringing the inspiration down and then positively affecting ourselves and other people with that. That's like, and it's a unique thing that only you can kind of connect with. It's your gift. So you might as well engage with that and enjoy it instead of fearing it or ignoring it and it making you feel this sense of loss, or just to start enjoying it, even in baby step kind of ways. All right. Oops, I ignored this. I don't want. Okay. And I feel like the difficult experiences you've been through, which are many, which at first just felt like little burns or stings from people or situations, eventually created this like overall logic and form that is like a solid structure. Like it made you extremely strong and to be able to see things from afar, like better, from a higher consciousness. So that's amazing. And now what seemed like fires that were burning you are like helping to create your passionate steps forward, and like the thing that you created out of like the sort of pieces of experience is now like this beautiful object that you're presenting to the world. Like your personal power, your wisdom is like this amazing thing, where these little fires that people might bring up now are just like interesting to you. They're not burning the whole place down. They're just kind of beautiful in their own way and unique. So you have a way of like backing out away from like conflict, because all the conflict is over, and seeing things in a more compassionate sense, and that we're all kind of like together in this. And you have this like wisdom now about like what's really going on. That's really nice. I like that. Okay. Because as we've all spent a bunch of time doing this for most of 2020, like reflecting, forced kind of reflecting and meditating on things, from having like these sort of surprising messages that at first seem like woundings, like the Three of Swords can seem like a kind of a wounding by surprise by like a third party or something, and it made us like retreat. But in fact, we have 4 swords. We're not in this wounding. We're like a step ahead of that, and we do have control to like move forward in this situation. So that time of reflection has taken place, and now we're like super gung-ho about what we want to do, and there's like an excitement in the air, and you kind of feel like born again, like, or at least rewind to like teenager kind of vibes, like that level of excitement of just like, let's go for it, because now you have this vision for the future for yourself, and you feel a grounded sense of accomplishment, like you've created your own kind of castle, fortress, even if it's like in your mind, you're more solid and you have this vision to share, and you feel like rich and like solid in that, and you're like excited to move forward. It's like super nice. Okay. I'll just like go through these crystal cards too. We have success. We have manifestation and nurturing. Yeah, so I mean, just like we've been saying with the other cards, like we've been, after this period of retreat, we're like loving ourselves up. We're acknowledging like what's beautiful and special and mysterious within us that we're going to bring forth. We're going to communicate it somehow, maybe through writing. Like some people like dancing or singing or whatever, in this case, writing has come up as a cue for you to like express this beauty and mystery within you. because now you're in the space of nurturing your dreams. And even if the dream doesn't feel concrete, it might just have this like pleasant vibe, and you're just like, yeah, I'm with that, like that's me. If I'm perceiving that, that's part of me, and there's no denying it. Okay, and it's gonna bring about like beautiful new situations and success. All right, I'm gonna go through these cards. From the Tarot of Sexual Magic. So we have the Four of Pentacles. Those are nice Mary Jane shoes. I would wear those. The Emperor. And the Ace of Swords. Okay. Wow. Okay. I mean, it seems like there's a new beginning of something that like somebody like an Emperor type energy is coming in, and they're like, you're mine. It's a new possible relationship with an Emperor type energy person who is like possessive of you and appreciative. So that's pretty nice to have like a mature type relationship come in with someone who's actually sure of themselves. And it has that, like, I don't need to describe this photo. I mean, drawing. So, yeah. There's that. I guess if this is a daily reading, then you're gonna have a good Halloween. All right, where am I now? Okay, I did those guys. Okay, then we have the Mother Peace deck. We have Strength, High Priestess, Priestess of Cups, and the 10 of Discs. Wow. That's like there's a lot of positive vibey stuff going on here. Okay. I mean, come on. We had those love cards just a second ago. And then on top of which we have these guys, like someone in love, it looks like to me. It's kind of like in this very expressive way, expressing this like beautiful inner beauty and mystery within you that is like capable of creating, capable of drawing whales to come sing to you in your palace. And like you kind of have like this timeless everything kind of feeling of just feeling in love and connection with everything, and this celebration of this beauty inside of you that's creating like total, like having the feeling of having it all, like everyone on board, this like big yes, capital YES kind of thing. And it's because now you're comfortable with sitting in your power and nothing kind of freaks you out anymore. And you don't mind being in the spotlight in terms of that, in terms of like sitting in your passion and just being that person who's just like, yeah, like I have this really beautiful side of me that's mysterious and no one can touch, but I can choose to share it. Like I can choose to like express myself regarding that. And that's gonna bring about all this like love, fulfillment, bringing in this like mature relationship. Because like if you're being like beautiful and sharing like your beautiful thoughts and being authentic and stuff, that's going to attract like a more mature kind of lover, like this emperor vibe, where they're like, I want you, and I'm going to be a bit possessive about you because I appreciate you so much, So it's like, because you're sharing all this like beauty, and like who wouldn't want to be around that, right? And you're feeling like really strong in your authenticity. And it's helping you like tame the beast like inside of you and other people, because like if you're strong, then you're not like going around like disrupting people, so they have no reason to be defensive with you, because you're just like, I'm good, I'm playing in the grass, and if animals want to come up to me and check me out, like I'm fine with that, because nothing you do is going to scare me, because I feel so solid in my relationship with Source. I know I'm loved and protected. So like, yeah, like you're just enjoying your day, because that total fulfillment is promised to you if you're cool about like maintaining this connection with your intuition, Source, where anything is possible. You're not being too like mental about it, because when we're being too mental, we're like frozen like this, like nothing can really evolve or change form. Like in order for things to become more beautiful in your life, like they kind of have to all fall apart into like separate little color packets and shift around, like water, in the moonlight or whatever. So it's like, don't be a control freak. Stopping this process from happening. Oh my god. I'm dropping all the cards. All right, and then we have 3 of discs. So by everyone playing their part and being like wonderful, magical, strong, trusting, then that enables us to like work together with other people who are like-minded to build something like real in this world that's like special. It's like, I'm super old, right? Like I'm 53. So I've seen a lot of changes in the world and stuff. And sometimes like I'll revisit a city after 20 years, like Vegas or whatever. And it's like, what? Like it's not a 2-lane, it's not like a 2-street little dusty town anymore. Like the entire valley is like filled with buildings, and like stuff happens. Like people get together and build their dream project all the time. So like, why can't you also do that with like-minded people? Hopefully hopefully your vision is like better planned. You know what I mean? Like if you're in your power and you have you've been taking notes on your visions, and you've been exploring like your own feelings and validating them to the point where it's like becomes your strength instead of this fearful sort of blob of unknown space, And then once you become sort of the master of that, then you're able to like create these like cool, real new beginnings with people. And that would be like really fun, like legacy building for you. All right, let's see. Anyway, I love the fact that like, there's an end to this sort of fighting and worrying about like, what are people gonna think, or like, why don't they agree with me, or that. It's like, now that we're all meant to have our different thoughts, and there's this perfection, this divine perfection in the intersection of everybody's different desires and energies and stuff. So I hope you guys like that reading. And I'll see you soon. And I wish you a very happy Halloween. Halloween is cute because like in regular life, people are just like, wearing their Gap or whatever. But then when you see what people, especially guys, I find it interesting because guys don't express themselves through clothes as much as women. Like that's like a huge unfair generalization, but like